All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to chart a really fascinating journey. It's more like an evolution, actually. It's a path that usually kicks off with some serious financial frustration, but it can lead to a kind of freedom you might not have thought was possible. And it all starts with a feeling. You know this feeling, right? You're working your tail off, you're trying to save, but every single year, things just get more expensive. Your salary might go up a little, but it never seems to keep up. It feels like your savings, all that hard-earned money, is just disappearing. And that's when it hits you. You start to feel like you're stuck on this fiat hamster wheel. You're just running and running and running, faster and faster, but you're not actually going anywhere. And it's that feeling right there that makes people start looking for an escape hatch, a different way forward.
But taking that first leap off the wheel, it can be a little treacherous. In fact, for a lot of people, this whole journey starts with a super common and often pretty painful mistake.
Okay, so right at the start, two paths emerge, and you can see them right here. Most people, and I mean most people, start out as the crypto tourist. They hear some story about a coin with a dog on it that's going to make them rich overnight. Their goal, yacht by Tuesday. They throw their money in and poof, it's gone. But for the ones who learn from that, the ones who pay their tuition to the market, let's say, they evolve. They stop gambling and they start saving. They become the first-time buyer. And this is the moment everything flips. The second you buy even a little bit of actual Bitcoin, your entire perspective changes. It's like a psychological earthquake. You're not just watching the game from the sidelines anymore. You're on the field. You've got skin in the game. That shift from just watching to actually owning is the first real step in this whole evolution. So once you're in, once you've got that skin in the game, the journey really begins to level up. And it's not just about stacking more and more. It's marked by these three critical milestones, and each one unlocks a whole new way of thinking. And the absolute key to leveling up is getting this one idea deep in your bones. See, in our normal world, if the price of something crashes, we assume it's broken, it's junk. But a Bitcoiner learns to see a price drop not as a broken product, but as a sale, a discount. The value, that fixed supply of 21 million, that global decentralized network, none of that has changed. Only the price you pay to get it. Now, getting to this first big milestone, man, it's an uphill battle. You're trading your precious time for money that's literally losing value, all to get a tiny foothold in this new thing. But the moment you hit zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, you've secured your lifeboat. You've mathematically put yourself ahead of something like 90% of the entire world. Your whole mindset shifts from, man, I hope I get rich, to it's just a matter of time. Okay, this next number, 0.21 Bitcoin, might seem kind of random, but trust me, it's not. It's incredibly significant. Since there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, owning 0.21 means you own exactly 1/100 millionth of the entire future supply. You have your own permanent proportional slice of the whole pie, and no one can ever take that away from you or make more of it. This is where that fear of missing out really starts to just melt away. And then you hit one whole Bitcoin. At this point, the game is completely different. In a good year, the value of your Bitcoin gains can actually be more than what you earn at your job. All of a sudden, your money is working way harder than you are. And that's when you get your first real taste of what financial freedom might actually feel like. The freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. But look, this whole journey, it's not just about stacking sats and watching numbers go up on a screen. The deep conviction, the thing that helps you hold on when things get crazy, comes from understanding how this technology is solving real, tangible problems out there in the world. So let's take a trip to a farm in Ireland where something pretty amazing is happening, something that connects cow waste to, you guessed it, Bitcoin. Now, farming is a huge deal in Ireland, but it also creates a lot of emissions. Farmers are feeling the pressure, but some of them have found this incredible, kind of out there solution. So how in the world does this work? Well, it's actually genius. Farmers take all that cow waste and put it into this big tank called a digester. That process creates methane biogas. They then use that gas to power a generator, making clean, renewable electricity. But here's the catch. Sometimes the local power grid just doesn't need all that electricity. So instead of letting that power go to waste, they plug in Bitcoin miners and use that excess energy to mine Bitcoin. They're turning a liability, cow poop, into multiple assets. It's a perfect circular economy. And this brings us to a super important concept: stranded energy. All over the world, there's energy being produced from wind, solar, hydro that can't be used or stored and just gets wasted. But Bitcoin mining can be set up literally anywhere. It acts as a buyer of last resort for that clean energy, which makes building new green energy projects much more profitable and practical. You see, when you understand stuff like this, that Bitcoin is not just digital money, but an energy solution, that's where the real unshakable conviction comes from. It's not just hope anymore, it's seeing it work. And that conviction is what carries you through the final stages of the journey, a path toward true financial sovereignty. This is where you get to the higher levels. First, you become the sovereign. You don't trust, you verify. You run your own node to check all the rules of the network for yourself. Then there's the Bitcoin retiree, who's completely off the hamster wheel. And finally, you have the Titan, someone with 10 or more Bitcoin whose focus completely shifts the thinking about generational wealth and how they can contribute to making the network even stronger for everyone who comes after. And here's the most beautiful part of this whole thing. This isn't some exclusive club. You don't need a rich dad or a lucky lottery ticket to get in. All it takes is discipline, a whole lot of patience, and just the courage to get started and keep learning. Anybody can climb these stages, one Satoshi at a time. So from that fiat sleeper just waking up, to the crypto tourist getting burned, to the Bitcoiner hitting those milestones, all the way to the Titan, it's a powerful roadmap for a new financial world. And really, understanding this path leaves all of us with one simple question to ask ourselves.